I'm LP Master 6. Welcome to the series finale of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Look who's back in Mabe Village from Animal Village. Thank you for everything. Thief, you are the kindest boy I know. One day I made a wish to the windfish. What was the wish? It was... No, it's secret. Dude, you're asking me when we... Yeah, okay, they don't have any new text. They had that before Turtle Rock. Never mind, I'm sorry for ruining the finale, but here we are. We have done everything. We have filled out the map. We've done it all. Look at that, it's beautiful, but there's one thing that we haven't done, and that's wake the windfish with our Song of Awakening, with all the instruments of the sirens. If you'll remember, Dark Secrets and Mysteries of Koholint. Do you really want to read it? Round and round the passageways of the egg. Left, left, up. Right, right, up. Left, up. Left, left, right, right, up. Left, up. Huh? This book reeks of secrets. Left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. I think I got it. I can do it just on bare memory. I believe in me. Let's take this one last trip together through Koholint Island. Good old Bow Wow. The cuckoo. I don't think that's the one that we attacked, so we actually have no attachment to that cuckoo. There is one thing we could do. We could go in the phone booth here.
Hello, this is O'Rara speaking. Thief? It's time for you to face the egg on Mount Tamaranch. Be careful, thief. Bye!
Click. So beautiful. I had so much to say, you know? And here I am with only like 30 minutes left of the game or whatever, and I don't have enough time to say everything I want to say. It's a bittersweet feeling. And the fact this game is less than like 15 hours is... I mean, it makes perfect sense, but it's still somehow just insane to me. Because this game took me forever my first time, but now I've played it a million times. And this is part of why it's my favorite. And part of why I feel it's so replayable, especially above all else. Because I don't think Link has anything to do with quality or anything like that. You don't have to bloat a game to make it better. That just makes it worse. Because I am really focused on the experience of completing a game a good chunk of the time. Not every time, though. This is not where we want to be. That's not Mount Tamaranch. That's Tal Mountain Range. Here's Mount Tamaranch. It's time, you guys. It's finally time for the Ballad of the Windfish. I hate how it cuts off the notes to the jingle. The time has come. The windfish awaits. Enter the egg. Hoot hoot. He stays up there. Now you don't actually have to go in. But why not? Windfish's egg. You do have to go in. I just mean you don't have to go in immediately. I don't know why I said it that way. We are going to make our final save right here. I know that's going to kill our momentum, but I'm going to miss this title screen. It really is colorful. Weird game to promote a new system, though. They had no big game to promote the system. You know, they only have one game coming up to promote Nintendo Switch 2. So, I mean, I guess it's not that weird. But, like... No, we're falling! Round and round the passageways of the egg. Now, like... Whoa, we got 2 big blockbuster first-party games. First thing, not counting Nintendo Switch 2 editions of stuff, we got Mario Kart World, which is a system seller. I'm extremely excited for that. And then Welcome Tour? It's like, man, that's almost as good as the weird amount of stuff that came out in December of 1998 for Nintendo fans. Hell, just on December 12th alone in Japan, you get The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. And... Hey, you Pikachu. Like, what a treat. Which one do I choose? Hold on. Left? What did I mess up? Left, up. Right. Right. Up. Oh, I lied. I said that was the only time in the game a Lost Woods thing shows up. How could I forget this? And then left up, right? Not the right was a question. Okay, I just fucked it up the first time somehow. You can technically guess that. It is randomized per playthrough. But you can technically guess it, so you don't need the magnifying glass. Let's get this out of here. No, wait, whoa, hold on. I forgot somehow. There. Let's go to the final boss, shall we? That was technically a dungeon.
We were born of nightmares. To take over this world, we made the windfish sleep endlessly. If the windfish doesn't wake up, this island will never disappear. We would have been the masters of this place. But you had to come here and disrupt our plans. Ha! You can never defeat us. Let's rumble.
These are the nightmares, shadow nightmares, whatever they're called. This song is great. But what was it doing in that moment? Reading Link somehow? So we can't seem to hurt it in this phase. Well, that's because this is a classic 90s cryptic final boss. Remember, the color dungeon actually tells you about that. There's just a couple hits with magic powder. They're making you use your items here, which I think is pretty cool. But that's all you gotta do. Just sprinkle magic powder and you're good. Alright, we're on to phase 2. This is a good few phases. And look who it is. It's Aghanim from A Link to the Past. He's reading Link's memories. Link's fears, presumably. His nightmares. Which I think is really cool. Oh, the recreation of the Aghanim fight. It's so good as a sequel. Like, but again, this has no bearing on the plot of the overall Zelda series. We're just seeing Link as a character, which honestly makes this story feel more impactful to me. Yes, theoretically, Link could be killing everyone on this entire island, but he is the master of his own destiny. I feel like that's the lesson to be learned here. And Moldorm from both, you know, Koholint Island and A Link to the Past. But was Moldorm here because the nightmares were reading Link in the first place from the very beginning? Because that's when the monsters started showing up, is when Link showed up, right? We've got Ganon. Oh, so Ganon is technically sort of in this game. I don't remember what you do to him. Oh my god, I mess this up every time. Do we shoot him? I'm not... Oh, no. Of course I mess this up every time. Because it's the fucking Pegasus boots. Okay, no, we gotta dodge the fire keys things first. Okay. I like to just tank the damage there, because, again, there's medicine for a reason. Alright. Ooh, don't take all of that damage, though. That's not fun. No, get out of here. If you just hold the button, you're good. Okay, you get a little sound there. Oh, okay, we're not onto the final phase yet. And I don't remember what you're supposed to do here, but I believe you can... Yep, just take out that phase with one hit of the boomerang. This is its true form, Death Eye. I believe spelled D-E-T-H capital I, but still all one word. Kind of a dumb name. I don't remember the source for this, though. Alright, is this how I remember? No, we need the bow, I believe. Yes. That's right, we're not using the sword at all, I don't think. If I remember correctly, which you think I would, but... Oh, you've seen me fight Zelda final bosses, and that was the... No, that wasn't the first time I actually did a Ganon fight pretty okay, but... Man... I've done pretty terribly on most final sections of Zelda games, I feel like, on the channel. Like, no matter what I do. I'm always recording them at night, and I almost never record at night, but I swear I didn't plan this. It's just that I had to leave to go to my uncle's birthday and say goodbye to my grandma's house before she goes to the retirement place. But damn it, I'm sorry. Hey You Pikachu is such a good game, I just had to come play it. You know, a lot of kids actually did get confused and accidentally buy Link's Awakening DX instead of Hey You Pikachu, so they started talking to Link here, you know. My source for this is, of course, Japan Magazine. Okay, I'm sorry. So dumb. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love this fight. I wish they had kept the other music, though, instead of this song. Like, this is such a weird design. Oh, it always feels good when you don't have to use your medicine in this fight. So I would love that. And of course, if you die, you start at the... Oh, it's over. Beginning of the Windfish's egg, I believe. This island is going to disappear. Our world is going to disappear. Our world. Our world. Thief, you have beaten all the nightmares. Climb the stairs before you. It cracks me up every time. And hey, we didn't use our medicine. Beautifully trippy. And I love this music. Hoot, young lad, thief, the hero. You have defeated the nightmares. You have proven your wisdom, courage, and power. I gotta say, this text box looks amazing. It's the dumbest thing to get excited about. As part of the Windfish's spirit, I am the guardian of his dream world. But one day, the nightmares entered the dream and began wreaking havoc. Then you, thief, came to rescue the island. I have always trusted in your courage to turn back the nightmares. Thank you, thief. My work is done. The Windfish will wake soon. Goodbye. Hoot. What the fuck?
I am the Windfish. Long has been my slumber. In my dreams, an egg appeared and was surrounded by an island with people, animals, an entire world. But verily it be the nature of dreams to end. When I dost awaken, Koholint will be gone. Only the memory of this dreamland will exist in the waking world. Someday, thou may recall this island. That memory must be the real dream world. Come, thief, let us awaken. Together. Play the 8 instruments. Play the Song of Awakening.
And those dogs finally get to go out for the first time, and look what happens. No, not Marin. Come on. You can kill Terran, but no. It hurts every time. You feel guilty for beating the game. But verily, it be the nature of dreams to end. I always considered it a bit of a play on the fact that when you feel a game, you don't feel like heroic. You feel a little sad that it's over. And that's kind of what this is. It was just a game. It was just a dream world. It was made up. None of the people in it are real, but you care about them. Somebody thought of these characters as people, and whether that's a subconscious dream or a writer or, you know, it doesn't matter. But in some sense, all of fiction, all of dreams, it's all real, isn't it? In some way. And I think that's the beauty of stories. I think that's the beauty of dreams. Dreams can look like this. People can dream in third person. People can dream in comic strips. Me personally, I can only dream in first person from my very own perspective. But how can you dream? What do you see when you dream? Some people only dream in black and white. And, man, here it is. It's over. That's the credits. And, of course, it looks horrible on anything but original hardware. It always does for Game Boy credits, and I don't know why, so I'm sorry about that. It looks terrible for you, it looks terrible for me. But, oh my fucking god, I love this game. The story is so impactful, yet so painfully simple. Literally painfully simple. It's just so good. The simplicity just makes it hurt even more because you know it's going to happen the whole time. At least from Southern Face Shrine onwards, you know what's going to happen. You think, no, there's got to be some way to save the characters. But no, they weren't real. They were never real. They're in Link's heart and everything. But that doesn't mean that they're real people who need to be saved. They didn't die. They just kind of cease to exist. This is a rare example of a Nintendo game with both sets of credits. Like, most Nintendo game remakes don't include the original staff credits. Not that we're getting to enjoy them at all, but the color here really pops nicely. I like the way the clouds are shaded. In a good shade of blue. The color was done very well, I feel like. Now, sure, it was unnecessary. This is weird. Again, what were they putting out in December 1998? Mario Party's another weird example. But I had several things I wanted to say, but I just... This was a perfect way to end Link's training. I wish, and I don't think it's likely that Link dies at sea. I'm sure he makes it home, but I always found it impactful, the idea that Link did die. That his last human interactions were Koholint Island, and that made it all the more real, that he dies on the way home. I don't know why I've always wanted that. I'm not a guy who normally likes bad endings, especially for characters I care about, but something about Link being miserable, I just really like it, and I don't know why. Well, that's that. I will now splice in stolen footage of the perfect ending that you get for 0 deaths. Perhaps Marin is alive after all, huh? And that makes it all the more beautiful, despite everything I just said, you know? It's not like the beauty of it comes from the fact they didn't exist. It comes from the fact that they existed at all in some form, you know? I guess that's the thing. You know, people can marry pillows and stuff like Vocaloids and have weddings with fictional characters as long as they're happy, right? I mean, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of optimism and positivity, and that's what this story means to me as an optimist, of course. And you can interpret it any number of ways, but Link is really there to awaken himself, despite all that's around him. And he's also there to wake the Windfish. That is his goal. He was given that goal. He was not going to betray it. And Marin wanted that goal to be achieved. She did not want to be constrained by the dream. And she sort of broke free. Remember, she wanted to be a seagull flying over the sea. Also, there were seagulls in the middle of the ocean, so clearly Link's not that far from civilization. Seagulls don't actually fly in the middle of the ocean. There would be nowhere for them to land, and they can't fly forever. So, no, they've got to be near land. And also, not a very good transition. I had some things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to apologize again for the commentary, but thank you to everyone. I'm sorry. I'm a little. It's a good time to be bittersweet, I guess, for this ending because I just said goodbye to my grandmother's house and she didn't even know because she's going to the nursing home next Monday, 8 days from now, and like it was painful not being able to tell her, but she wouldn't go, and she has to go. She can't take care of herself anymore, so it's just really sad for me. But you know, we had a good time there, and nobody got confused on Link's Awakening DX versus Hey You Pikachu because it's been 27 years this year. I'm about to be 27. Oh, and you know, we're all going through our own awakenings, spiritual awakenings. I love the idea that the title is just like, oh yeah, Link wakes up. He has an awakening. He wakes up spiritually. He wakes up in several ways. But thank you to everyone who said I had good commentary. I think this video's been pretty decent. I've been all over the place with Let's Play, but I like to be all over the place. And you know, I'm taking control of my own destiny here by just forcing you to watch this. Not really, you don't actually have to. And that's not taking control of my destiny. That's taking control of somebody else's destiny. But you can take control of your own destiny and just turn off the video. But, you know, I wanted to apologize, I guess. Not so much apologize, just explain. You know, I feel like I had this down. I was thinking about this. I have been ever since. Like, why did I talk about abortion again? Why do I do that so often? And I feel like there's an actual reason for it. You know, I felt like originally I was doing it for shock value, but that's not really it. That's what I used to do in my old days. You know, like, haha, this isn't what people talk about in a Zelda game. But, like, why not? I think, on the note of optimism, I think it's very important to be able to talk about any matter of subjects. And yes, human rights is a subject that shouldn't really be debated. You know, I think there should be a universal answer, but there's not. And we can't come to that conclusion if conversation about such a topic is volatile. And I understand that, you know, people have gone through hardships like and died because of people not being able to agree. But, I mean, that's part of it. That's terrible. I don't like that. I'm not saying that's good or excusable, and it's not. I'm not saying there's like not a right side. There is. Like people have died from these laws and stuff, but the idea, I think, is that having an open conversation with people about it is in normalizing such an important topic. Like, hey, we're playing a Zelda game. What are your views on abortion? Or like, oh, how do you feel about gay marriage? You know, of course, that's not as big of an issue now. I guess it is for some conservatives, but, you know, and people worried about conservatives trying to abolish gay marriage, blah, blah, blah. I know this doesn't affect a lot of countries, but, you know, it's a big deal worldwide, just these social issues. And I like to bring them up, I guess, subconsciously, tying into the whole dream thing, because I find it fascinating. I like when people talk about stuff like this. It's human. You get to know a person, and if they have a view you don't agree with that you think is morally wrong, like, you know, I have some people who I think their views on stuff are morally wrong, and I'm not shunning them away because I don't think that's a way to change people. And my goal isn't necessarily directly to change people. My goal is to that they're my friend. That's not really a goal, but like over time you can come to learn why their perspective is the way it is, because I mean, people who I know have opinions that I find morally unacceptable on various social topics or political topics or whatever. They're not bad people. They're just, I feel misguided. Like they have their reasons, but maybe their reasons are idealistic, like voting Republican because it's going to give the great tax cuts, which it doesn't. You know, it's like you fall for something that isn't necessarily true, or just your heart's in the right place, but your idea of a solution is implausible, or you're not seeing the whole picture of everyone affected because you're, you know, a white man who doesn't have to deal with any social problems at all, like myself. But, you know, I feel like coming from a white guy like me, telling other white people, hey, shut up, listen to the other side of the story, I feel like that's important. And that's not necessarily what I'm doing in the videos, but I just felt like explaining, you know, why I think talking about things like that is important as I ramble on here at the end of this video. For an absurd amount of time. I like that kind of social engagement. Not everything has to be volatile. Like, conversation can be positive. You can leave a conversation even with the most volatile view on the other side and come out thinking, I understand why they feel this way. We can come to an understanding, like, and get this person to the right place, or maybe even I'm understanding it a little wrong from multiple perspectives, because everything has an infinite amount of perspectives, and we can all reach a place of agreement. Kurt Cobain had a great quote about this. I don't remember what it was, but he was saying you shouldn't push people out of your lives or push people away because their views are different. You should be closer to those people so you can learn their perspective and also change theirs if it's that important. And I agree with that. I think that's a good optimistic way of looking at things. I'm not saying everyone has to be around toxic people. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I think. You know, everyone has a different way of looking at things, and I just thought I'd explain mine, and that's why I bring up such topics. And if people don't like that, that's fine. Talk about it. I think that's the important thing to do. You know, maybe that's not what you come to a Zelda video for, but I'm sorry. You know, I'm a human being and I like to think and talk about things. And, you know, I had some other rants to go on, but we are clearly out of time. What a weird note to end on. I'm sorry. Next up is obviously fucking Hey You Pikachu. I've been rambling on just to put off telling you it's Hey You Pikachu. Did you get that? That's how my channel works. It's a timeline. We're talking about Hey You Pikachu. I'm going to be talking to Pikachu next time, which is pretty cool, honestly. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. You know, I was going to say I'm sorry for this, but I think this has been a good series. I like this. Better than my original for sure, but who cares? Nobody watched that one. Galen watched some of it and said, oh, I can't watch you play this game. So, people actually are watching this one, so shout out to you guys. I'm going to put Spoiler Goblin's video in the description. I meant to say that earlier. On Link's Awakening, he covered mostly the Switch version, but feel free to check. Oh, actually, is that allowed for this channel? Ooh, I don't know. I already said I was going to put it in the description. I don't want to lie to him, you know? So I'm going to put it in the description. I'm LP Master 6. Sweet dreams.